I'm Amandine Pape, co-founder of Matrix, an open standard for secure and decentralized communication, and COO and co-founder of Element, a company building on top of Matrix. We created Matrix 8 years ago to democratize the industry of communication. Why do I have to install a new app every time I want to chat or do a video call with someone from a different social group? Why the default messaging app for billions of people is proprietary and owned by an American private corporation? Why can't I choose the provider I trust when I create a chat account and then have a choice of different apps to then access my conversations like I do with email? With email, I can make my own decisions of registering with Gmail. It won't prevent me from using Outlook or on my laptop or my Apple Mail app on my iPhone to talk to my mom who is using Hotmail or my insurer on their work address. But not for chat. I have to create a new account for every new user interface. One on WhatsApp because that's where the school parents get organized. One on Signal because that's where my privacy community gets organized. And one on Facebook Messenger because that's where I can find my old schoolmates, etc. So Matrix is a common language that all these apps can use to interoperate. It is an open standard managed by a non-profit Matrix.org foundation, which defines the necessary interfaces and provides reference implementations of servers, clients, SDKs, application services to build an end-to-end encrypted open network for real-time communication. Today, Matrix is mainly used for chat and voice or video over IP use cases, but in practice, it can synchronize any type of data. And we also build 3D worlds on top of it or use it for IoT. When we submitted the idea of Matrix to our employers at the time, a multinational called Amdocs, we had a clear view on how this could be successful. Matrix would only work if it was a big open ecosystem, independent from any commercial interest. To build it, we had a 4-steps plan. First, we needed to build a pragmatic open standard under its own brand. It was key for it to be really open and not encumbered by patents, so that everyone would trust to build on top of it. It should also be implemented by thought leadership rather than consensus. We had a professional team who had been building chat and VoIP systems for 15 years. We had tried everything from SIP to XMPP via RCS and our own proprietary software. We knew what we wanted. We knew what could work. Second, we needed to build a technical user base. We needed to get people excited about the potential of Matrix and make sure techies would be able to run their own servers and enjoy hacking on it. We needed a vibrant and enthusiastic open source community. So that meant releasing open source reference implementations with a very permissive licenses with it, Apache v2, to ensure it would spread. The third key step was to build an end-user user base. Indeed, looking at how other tentatives providing open standards for communication failed, it was key to provide a glossy flagship app to get as many users on the network as possible. Open source is infamously known for excellent tech and bad user experience, as techies build for techies. Luckily, this is less and less true today. But despite having it as a key item on our list, Element is still playing catch-up with WhatsApp and Slack. And eventually, we needed to fund all this development by setting up a for-profit company who would be able to monetize its Matrix expertise and build and sell proprietary products for enterprises and professional users. And that's Element, independent from the foundation despite hiring the founding team. So that's what we did. We defined Matrix, providing the reference implementation and glossy apps as we went along, ensuring we were defining something which was usable at scale. So who is using it? Well, it turns out that there is a particular audience who is keen on sovereign and secure communication. And when I say sovereign, I'm not only talking about the ability to run it yourself, but also the attractivity of open source, the lack of vendor lock-in, the transparency, the ability to audit, the investment into public good, and let's not lie, the lack of license fees. And that is government. So pretty unexpectedly, the first customer for Element were the French government, looking for a secure, decentralized, and open alternative to WhatsApp and Telegram, which President Macron have been using to coordinate with his team. And since Matrix has been adopted by many, including the Bundeswehr in Germany, the German healthcare ecosystem, ministries in Sweden, Luxembourg, Finland, several entities in the MOD in the UK, etc. But we're also seeing good traction among open source projects and companies with Mozilla, Red Hat, KDE, GNOME, Debian, you name it. and now spreading more into the enterprise as an alternative to Teams for those who cannot afford to send their conversation unencrypted into Microsoft's cloud. Meanwhile, Europe has also come up with the Digital Markets Act, mandating gatekeepers, very large companies defined by certain criteria like revenue and number of users, to interoperate with anyone asking them to open their APIs. This has been a huge validation that the world is going in the right direction, alongside the raise of awareness that centralization may be a problem, thanks to big American corporations getting either confused with their terms and conditions, like WhatsApp, or taken over by powerful individuals, like Twitter. As of a couple of weeks ago, we also have submitted Matrix to the IETF as part of the MIMI, More Interoperability for Instant Messaging Working Group. So what has gone wrong? Well, beyond our slowness in keeping up with closed apps user experience, it turns out that developing an end-to-end encrypted decentralized communication app in the open takes six times longer than a proprietary centralized one. We have been able to compare how the same team fared between our pre-Matrix and Matrix times. And to be clear, the openness is not the problem here, but more the fact that we had to solve entirely new problems, to the point some PhD students wrote their thesis on our state resolution algorithm. Then, as many projects, monetization. As mentioned, we had to adopt a permissive license to ensure the ecosystem would grow. However, most of the time, companies, usually multi-billion-dollar ones, would just use the code to build a product they could sell, without contributing anything back, not a single line of code. This is still a challenge, and as Element still supports most of the burden of expanding Matrix by contributing about $5 million a year, we are implementing new ways for the foundation to encourage people building on Matrix to give back, and help the good citizens who build on it, but also contribute. But most of this journey has been and is still very exciting. And it is great to see that our mission to give everyone the control back over the communication is hugely relevant. Every open source project has ups and downs and challenges, but in the end, the impact we're having on the world is worth it.